This is a quick overview of some of the imbued jewels we found so far. So the Jewel of Blinding Jealousy drops off of the Quiver of Jealousy and gives 15 blinding shot damage. These are all put onto Meteoric Iron Rings just to have something to put them on to see the stats. The actual strength index on these is kind of irrelevant. What we're really looking at is where it says Socket, Atonism, 15% blinding shot damage. That's the effect of the jewel. The strength index will be the same on all of them. As for blindness, is plus 10% blind power. As for the Jewel of Bludgeoning Stun, this one drops off of Bandit Legs and gives you 50% bludgeon stun effectiveness. The Jewel of Civility drops off the Necklace of Civility and gives 50 health and 50 focus. The Jewel of Control drops off of the Taming Gloves, Gloves of Control, and will give 5% Taming Specialization bonus. I don't know if this one will be powerful enough to replace Ringmaster Rings, but a Tamer will have to tell me about that, a little more about that. Death Touch drops off of the Attunement Ring, the Death Ring, Ring of Death. It gives 15% Death Touch damage, and we'll see that theme in other rings, other Attunement Ring jewels as we come down here. Jewel of Dexterity, all the main stats, Dexterity, Strength, Int got a Jewel. Jewel of Dexterity drops off of the Cautious Precision necklace and gives 6 dex. Fireflies, I believe, is the Moon Ring. And it gives 15% Firefly's power. That's potentially a very strong gem right there. Gem of Focus. This could be an Akara's piece, I don't recall. Gives 75 straight focus in Imbued Jewel. Glancing Blow, this comes off of the Ring of the Gambler and gives 10% Glancing Blow duration. At power and duration, excuse me. Gust is off of the Ring of Air and gives 15% Gust chance. Ring of Jewel of the Lichkind, as you might expect, Imbued Jewel of the Lichkind drops off of the Ring of the Lichkind and gives 15% Death Field power. Now that's a lot of Death Field power, but you will be sacrificing a lot of attunement to get it. So if you socket this jewel in, you're losing 12 attunement you could have gotten from my Imbued Jewel, or you're losing 15 plus 5 attunement you could have gotten from an Artifact Ring plus a regular non-Imbued Jewel. So unless we get Masterworks on these rings, or some way to add attunement through an enchant to this, I'm not so sure that's going to be super popular. Maybe in some niche situation. And of course, if you replace a Lich Ring, you lose even more attunement. But you wouldn't have the negative side effects. Ring of Poison drops off of Bandit Gloves and gives 15% poison effectiveness bonus. The Imbued Jewel of Rapid Fire drops off of the Slipshod Shooter's Sash belt and gives 15% rapid fire damage, potentially very, very powerful as well. The Strength gives, I'll have to break this one down because the Meteoric is a base stat. So this one gives plus 6 Strength as well, just like the Cautious Precision. That one drops off of the Brittlebron Ring. You'll salvage for that one. The Jewel of Swiftness drops off the Savage Swiftness, Savage Swiftness belt, 5% attack speed. Now it could be good. Tamed Precision drops off of, I believe, the belt. And yes, the belt of Control. It shows plus 0 Tame Attack Precision. That's a stat that is less than 0.5 being rounded down for display. If you type /stats, you actually cannot see your Tame Precision stat, so this one's hidden, and we don't actually know the amount it's giving us until that tooltip is expanded out to let us see past the decimal or something of that nature. Ring of the Bear, or Imbued Jewel of the Bear, I should say. This one drops from the Bear Helm and gives 20 taunt power. Cat, as you might imagine, is Cat Grace, and it gives you plus 50 safe fall modifier. So this is one of the cases where the actual artifact rings themselves are going to be a lot more powerful for this stat. They'll give you a lot more safe fall. So chances are, unless you could masterwork a ring, as well as enchanted a crafted ring, chances are you're going to use the artifact version. You might just put this jewel inside of a necklace if you really want to stack all the safe fall you could. You put this in the necklace and then still use the artifact rings on your 2 fingers. Cuddlekin comes from the Cuddlekin ring, as you might imagine. 0.5 jump strength plus 2 dexterity. And we'll see a similar thing with the Frogkin ring. Deepwoods comes from the Ring of the Deepwoods, and it gives us plus 8 Earth Attunement, plus 4 Life Attunement, plus 3 Moon Attunement, which is about the same positive stats as something a little bit above an uncommon Ring of the Deep Woods and a bit less than a rare, but it has none of the negative side effects. So if you're interested in those stats, maybe just on your neck piece, if for some reason you're worried about the negatives or you just don't want to work up to a rare, but you end up with some of these jewels, you put it on the rings, I guess. It's kind of an odd one. An interesting ring, though. Energetic Tamer. This one comes off the Energetic Tamer boots. It says +0 move speed. Again, that's a decimal that is just too small for us to see. It's getting rounded down to 0. So we know it's below 0.5. We don't know what it actually is. The Flaming Fist jewel comes out of the Ring of Fire and gives 15% Flame Fist damage. Frogkin Ring plus 0.5 jump strength plus 2 combat dodge modifier. So similar you see to the Cuddlekin Ring in the way they handled that one. Ring of the Healer, I believe, is just the life ring jewel. It gives 15% life range and radius. Ice Fist is off of the Ring of Water and gives 15% Ice Fist damage. A common theme with those as well. Imbued Jewel of the Lagomorph. This one comes from the Lavalier of the Lagomorph necklace. It gives 3% move rate. So that Lavalier actually, I believe at uncommon gives 4%, 6 at rare, 8% at legendary, and 10% at epic. So this is another situation where if you want to just stack a bunch of move rate, what you would actually do is wear the Lavalier or the Lagomorph on your neck and then use the jewels just for your rings. So you'd be using the artifact in its primary slot and be using the jewels to add even a little bit more and get to a total of 16% move rate off of all of those instead of just the 10 from the epic Lavalier. Ring of the Mouse is minus 20% aggro boost. Same thing, sock it into your neck if you really want all the aggro reduction you can get. Otherwise, probably better off just using a Ring of the Mouse directly. The Ox, Imbued Jewel of the Ox comes from the Belt of the Ox, plus 50% encumbrance capacity. So Ring of the BMC in one ring slot, one of these in another ring slot, one of these in a necklace. Probably get you the highest stack, plus a regular Ox belt in your belt slot still. I'll get you the highest encumbrance capacity boost that you can get out of your gear. A backpack as well, encumbrance capacity backpack you can throw on there. So that one that's a nice practical one. I quite like that one actually. The Imbued Jewel of the Ringmaster, this is the one off of Ringmaster Rings. It is plus 6 tame level bonus, so it doesn't take much of a Ringmaster ring to beat this anyway. And of course you can't do the thing where you use the artifact in its primary slot and then add this to your next slot, in this case, the other slot, because you can't socket taming necklaces, and if you're a tamer, you have to be using a taming necklace. So this could only ever really replace the Ring of the Ringmaster, and I don't see why someone would. By the time you get the gems from this, the jewels to make this ring, you'd be better off just using the Ringmaster ring they came from. So this one's a little bit confusing to me. I'm not quite sure I see the place in this. Maybe a tamer can think of a reason why this would be a good item, and let us know. Of the Sage, this one comes from the Sage's Sash and has minus 10% magic glyph focus cost, which is a bit of a bummer. I didn't have enough wisdom rings to get the jewel from the wisdom rings. I assume that is the one that'll give the plus 6 int to be in line with the plus 6 strength and the plus 6 dex you get from the brittle brawn and the cautious precision necklace respectively. So Sage's Sash belt will give a minus 10% focus cost jewel, and I think a Ring of Wisdom will give the int. Imbued Jewel of the Silent Bandit is plus 100% silent movement duration bonus. That comes off of the bandit boots if you're interested in that one. Of the Stag is a plus 1% tame creature chance bonus, tame chance bonus. So you can wear this again. You have to wear your necklace. It just has to be a regular taming necklace. But you can wear one of these on each finger if you want. And theoretically, I guess you'd be able to tame any pet at any level. As long as it was a tameable and you had the collars for it, you can just burn through a bunch of collars and eventually get it because you'll have at least a 2% chance. I'm not sure if it really works like that in practice, but it seems like it would. Stone Fist is off the Earth Ring, 15% Stone Fist damage. Ring of the Storm, I don't recall. Sorry for that. So this one is from Akar's plate helm. So Akar's plate helm will give you a Ring of the Storm, 3% air damage. That's right. Okay, that makes sense. Off of Akara's. Ring of the Tiny Bandit. This is just a fun one. This is off the Bandit helm, which does shrink you. Gives minus 5% player scale, so you can stack that up to 15% over all your things. Not a practical one, really, but just kind of a fun one that they threw in there. Ring of the Wolf, 10% tame creature strength. Again, tamers will have to tell me if there's a time where getting 10% creature strength on a ring is better than just using Ringmaster rings. Ringmaster rings seem a lot more powerful than that. But I don't know. A tamer can correct me if I'm wrong. And the Ring of the Zombie, this is an interesting one. 10% Death Summon Life Drain. So some of the artifacts were reduced in how helpful they are for pets. This will be a way to get some of this back. This is from salvaging the zombie belt, you might guess. And those are the ones we have so far. Here on QA, I will very soon be putting these in a chest here in Arlia, in the Arlia shops district in the crafting pavilion there. And people can come by and look at them if you want to look at them in-game, because if these stats change during balance passes or whatnot, you might want to reference the video, but before you make any big decisions or go buy a bunch or salvage a bunch or something, you might want to come check and see if they're still the same stats as they were in this video. Likewise, if you have any that aren't on this list, let me know and we'll try to figure out which artifacts they come from. If you have some and you don't have the socketing recipe, I don't have any extra recipes, but I can socket them. So if you send me the jewel or gem, I will definitely socket it and even send you the piece back, and also share the stats with everyone else. Or if I've made any mistakes, again, it's been a long day, so if I made any mistakes or anything, please do correct them. I'd really appreciate it. And it's definitely a lot of new stuff. It's definitely a lot of interesting stuff. So we'll be playing with it for some time to come, I think, and seeing what power we can get out of these things. But it's pretty exciting.